Okay, welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 58. This is reviewing the 961st episode of the series, The Glamping Mystery. Yes, a filler episode, another one. Yeah. This episode features the return of Serena. Yep, for the first time in 19 episodes since she last appeared. Her last appearance was actually in the second to last canon episode of this last canon arc of the series, Search for Mari-chan. Yeah, that was the last time she physically appeared in this series, because after that, it's like she just disappeared. Rachel, of course, actually appeared about just a couple episodes back, so at least she's not been gone very long. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's only about 4 characters in this. Actually, about 5 characters this episode regulars. There's Conan, Rachel, Sarita, McGuire, and Takagi. McGuire and Takagi, not surprising. One thing I at least gotta say before I continue we'll talk about the plot of the episode is this episode has got surprisingly very good writing and good animation. Yeah, I'm like, wow. Nobody's written being idiot, somewhat. Yeah, it's kind of like the people who actually wrote the good canon episodes wrote this one. Despite that being a filler, it's a really good episode. Alright, what happens in this episode? We have Serena who invites out Rachel and Conan out glamping. Yeah, glamping is basically a fancy style of camping, where it's kind of like a big tent and has got beds, a rug in it, and it's basically kind of like a big porch. That's basically what glamping is, and it's done in a park. Okay, fine. They're just walking about the place, like when they first get there, they see the potential people, see for one scene, and they're not seeing it again until about 10 minutes later, like about half of the episode, when the actual murder happens. Yep. Where they take a picture, then having a barbecue, and then of course you have them going like canoeing, do various activities. They get to that tent. So you have their hops on bed. They're in their tent for less than about 3 minutes, and all of a sudden a scream happens, and I think it's the girl with the glasses, Miranda, I think her name is. Oh yeah, there's also the body who is dressed like a woman and wearing a wig. Oh, in case you're wondering, this is never explained in the episode of why in the world he's dressed like this for. Yeah, they do explain how he died in the episode, yes, though his death was one of the most bizarre things I've seen in this series. Oh yeah, when he was discovered, he was not only discovered wearing women's clothing and a wig, he also had like marks on his face from a marker, and he had a crab leg in his mouth and a dying message in his I would say his left hand. Yep, and it turns out all 3 people who were with this guy were responsible for this, and they'll keep moving the body around. Yep. So the wife, who just happened to find the body in her tent, decides to stuff a crab in the guy's mouth and just move them to another tent. Then the chef, basically of the group, draws on his face, and then the makeup girl decides to write a dying message saying, "Oh, here's my wife," even though it really wasn't her. Yep. They'll try to move his body around, but it was too heavy for her, so they just gave up. Eventually, I think it was found later by a different person. Yep. And of course, we have and then they have them explain to him, and then basically act like complete, doing the whole really moment. Yeah, all 3, not just Conan and Rachel, even Serena does, which is kind of odd. Yep. And of course, Rachel calls the police and the ambulance because what the guys did. And plus the entrance of McGuire and Takagi. I gotta say, it's probably by far the best entrance they've had in the whole series. Like, they're talking, and then, of course, they get into an argument of who actually killed the guy. And then you have them slowly building up. Like, you can tell it's McGuire because of his shoes. Yes. And he comes up, and you see him, Takagi, and about 2 uniformed police officers. I gotta say, really good entrance. And I'm kind of like, if you watch any episode of the series, I'm kind of like, why couldn't this before? I mean, yeah, it only been about. I mean, Takagi and McGuire were just seen in the last episode, so it's not surprising these two showed up at all. But at least got to praise the fact their interest in the episodes actually have build up toward it, and so they're just there, yeah, via a cut, via a jump cut. Excuse me, yeah. So apparently it's revealed that apparently he suffered from anaphylactic shock. Yes, it's something related to like something like a how do you like a it's basically allergic reaction to various things. He had a allergic reaction to crab, which is something I actually never heard of. Now the bee one I actually have heard of because my sister basically has this thing where she has allergic reaction when she's basically bit stung by a bee. So this kind of thing is real. It's just that how they explained how he died in the episode. Like apparently he did die of it, and oh yeah, and I saw when I saw Serena there, like okay, she's only here for one purpose. I mean, Rachel Moore's not there, so she's the deduction queen. Yep. Of course, Conan asks. Of course, you have Conan basically scurrying about, just asking about the anaphylactic shock, which apparently he points it out, which is kind of interesting. It's like apparently Richard Moore told him about it, which is kind of like okay, that would kind of make sense. He probably mention that at some point. Yep, and well, let's see. And then of course asks to make some cookies. Well, Rachel basically has to do a favor, and of course to make cookies later. And then of course, well, about to basically take away the three people for more questioning, and then String gets knocked out. Tony gives seduction, and of course it's makeup artist. Yeah, how the heck that she killed them? Of course, she's revealed to be the culprit. Yeah, apparently she decided to put essence of crab in cookies. I'm like, really? That's how you say kill them? Cookies. Okay. And she apparently, and she revealed she was actually in a relationship with him. Basically, he was having an affair with her behind his wife's back. And he said, oh yeah, he was going to leave his wife for this woman. Well, that wasn't until she threw Cameron's face, and apparently she didn't want to see him anymore until she said I go glamping with him. So I kill him then. And inside of the whole started the whole mess of moving the body around. Yep. Moving the body around. Why in the world they decided to slow with each other? And then of course, well, she confesses she did it, and then of course she's taken away. And then of course, well, here's like, okay, we're off the hook, and then McGuire's like, okay, no, you're not off the hook yet. You two come with us back to the station so we can explain about the whole body abandoning thing. And of course, there's Soak missing out the door, and then and then basically it cuts the credits. Oh yeah, they don't have it where Serena wakes up from her being knocked out. Yes, and we also see the return of Conan's signature attire, the blue suit that he's not wearing in the series. First time he's worn it in quite some time. Yes. I mean, is this a hint he might be putting it on in a future episode? No. But it's great to see the suit. As to why he's wearing it while Serena, and Rachel are eating crab. No idea why, but it's great to see his signature suit that he's not wearing. But it's kind of like, why? I think like the last official time I did see it, well, was back in the last canon episode of the series. Yep, that was the last official time I have actually seen him actually wear the damn suit. So in this episode, we actually have just two gadgets. Unlike last episode, he only used one, the voice changing bow tie. This one uses the bow tie and uses the tranquilizer dart, and that's pretty much it. All in all, really damn good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's probably by far, since the canon episode, this is by far of this set of filler episodes, probably the best one so far. It's got a good writing with it. The editing is fantastic for this episode, and the animation is fantastic as well. So, a big step up from what the series has been for quite some time. Now, the next episode, which airing entirely, is going to be first a three-part. Yep. Excuse me. Unlike basically with the last time a three-parter, where it was a canon episode. This one's a filler. Yep, a filler. As for when in the world they're going to go back to the canon episode, I have no idea. Probably later on. I don't think this month. No. The rest of this month basically will be just a 3-part and then a remastered episode. My personal guess, next time they'll have a canon episode, probably not until January at this rate. Probably after this current arc, basically. I just started reading the newest chapter, 1043. Really good so far. I'm probably going to review it tomorrow along with newest episode of Black Clover and my first part for Demon Slayer. Okay? So yeah, that's it for this particular review, and that's it for video reviews today. Okay, they'll see you tomorrow for our reviews of the first episode review for first part review series for Demon Slayer, another episode for Black Clover, and of course, well, case closed special. Okay, here's the next review. Bye.